Welcome back to Rebuilding the Trader Within. If you've been following this series, you probably know by now most of the struggles we face in the market don't come from faulty analysis or a poor trading plan. They come from something subtler, deeper, the part of us that shows up between entry and exit. In the last episode, I talked about risk capacity, not just as a trading concept, but as a reflection of our inner world. In this episode, we will begin a new layer of that conversation, moving from awareness into inner engineering. But here's the thing, awareness isn't separate from the engineering. It's the starting block, the foundation. Because the truth is, you can't engineer what you haven't seen. Have you ever truly watched yourself in the middle of a trade? That moment when you truly see, without filters, without defense, that's where the shift begins. And when you truly catch yourself in the heat of a trade, breath tightening, mind racing, hand itching to click close, that moment of awareness, that's where transformation begins. This is not about fixing anything. It's not even about doing more. It's about learning to see clearly. No effort, no forcing, just presence. And if you are short on time, please save this. Come back when you are in a quiet space. This episode is meant to be felt, not just watched. Let's get into it. The truth is, you don't need more discipline or more willpower. You just need to see clearly and keep seeing, because the more you see, the more grounded you become. And the more grounded you become, the less you are ruled by reactions. You just need to see what's going on in you while the trade is unfolding. The breath starts to rush, your chest tightens, your mouse hovers over the close button, and if in that moment you can just notice without judging yourself, you've already interrupted the pattern. And that's huge, because awareness itself is a kind of interruption, and that interruption, that's already integration happening. Let's say you feel the urge to overtrade after a big win. If you can notice that urge, even briefly, you've already weakened its power. You no longer act from compulsion, but from presence. That's the muscle we are training here. Not resistance, but presence. And presence is power. Let me bring in something here. Something simple but powerful if you will allow it to land. Have you ever paid attention to your breath during a trade? If not, that's okay. You are not alone. But what I'm about to share might just change how you relate to those high pressure moments. Breath work. Yes, breath work. Now, before your mind runs off to some techniques and applications, pause for a minute. I'm not talking about anything fancy here. I'm talking about something that's been with you since day one, your breath. So why does this matter? Here's what I've come to realize, not from theory, but from sitting with myself. The breath is the only part of us that connects the mind and the body. You can feel it physically, and you can sense it emotionally. It shifts with every feeling you've got. The character of your breath mirrors the character of your mind. Think about it. When you are anxious, what happens? The breath shortens. When you are calm, it softens, deepens, and opens up. When you are angry, it sharpens and raises. When you hold the breath, the mind becomes tense. When the breath is erratic, so is your judgment. And yet, most traders never stop to notice how they are breathing in the middle of a trade. And I get it, the market moves fast. But you know what moves faster? The mind. So here's the shift. Just sit with yourself, no agenda, no fixing anything, and just gently bring your attention to your breath. No need to force your thoughts away. Just notice how the breath starts revealing the internal weather you are carrying into the trade. You'll start to see how loud the mind can get, how undisciplined it really is, even when you think you are composed. And that's okay, because even just saying it without trying to change anything, that awareness alone calms the system. The nervous system softens, the body reconnects, and slowly in that reconnection, breath to body, body to mind, your capacity expands, not through control, but through awareness. Let's pivot a bit. Let's talk about something almost everyone overlooks: attention. What do I really mean when I say pay attention to your breath? Most people assume they know what attention means. We say things like pay attention or stay focused as if it's automatic. But have you ever stopped to actually observe what attention really is? Let's pause here for a moment, not to define attention, but to see it for what it truly is. You might have never thought about it this way, but here's the truth. Attention is not the same thing as effort. It's not mental straining. It's not trying hard. It's not forcing your eyes or your mind to stay on one thing. Attention is movement. It's the part of you that shifts instantly when you feel a sharp pain, or when price spikes against your position, or when someone calls your name. It jumps from the breath to an itch on your back to a thought about your last loss. That's how your attention escapes silently and constantly. And it does that all day without your permission. You don't control attention, you track it. And here's the thing, in breath work, it's not the breath that transforms you. It's your attention on the breath that begins the shift. So when I say pay attention to your breath, I'm not asking you to be calm. I'm not saying be spiritual or clear your mind. I'm simply asking you to watch the part of you that keeps running, the part that flees discomfort, chases clarity, clings to outcomes. Try this. Sit in silence for 1 minute, just 1 minute. Stay with your breath. What do you notice? You are likely to feel something inside you that doesn't want to stay in one place. It keeps drifting. That drifting, that's your attention. Now bring it back gently, without judgment. That moment right there, that's the training. Training a different part of yourself. That's the part of you that stays grounded when risk shows up. This is not about looking calm or peaceful on the outside. It's about seeing clearly what's actually happening inside. And that's why this work isn't just healing, it's a trading tool. Before you enter a trade, pause. Don't just scan the charts for setups. Scan your breath. Where is it in your body? Is it uptight in your chest? Are you even breathing? Or are you holding it without realizing? These tiny signals, they tell you everything. They reveal whether your system is grounded or already bracing for a loss. And when the trade is done, win or lose, pause again. Not as a ritual, but as a moment of self-check. Right there, you're back in control of the one thing that matters, your internal state. The market doesn't care about how or what you feel, but your nervous system does. It is the gatekeeper. It decides whether you cut the trade too early or ride it out with clarity. Catch your attention wandering. Gently bring it back to the breath again and again, not forcefully, but with presence. It's like guiding a puppy back to its mat each time it wanders. That simple act of coming back to the breath over and over again, that's the practice. That's the rewiring. That's what builds capacity. Not by forcing it, not by hacking it, but by staying with it. And that, my friend, is what risk management really looks like. So how do you begin bringing this into your day-to-day activities? Journaling, yes, not to analyze, but to catch emotional spikes in real time. Before entering a trade, pause and notice your breath. Is it tight or relaxed, fast or gentle? As you watch price move, watch yourself too. Are you present? Is attention pulling you into panic, fantasy, or fear? And after exiting a trade, especially after a loss, observe what your breath is doing. What is it telling you? Let the answer guide your next move, not the result of the trade. And when emotion arises, let's say fear, name it. Say it out loud. This is fear. I see it. No judgment, no pushing it away. You see, there is nothing to do, just seeing it. And that seeing becomes your hedge. This is not about tips. This is about relationship with your own nervous system. Over time, you stop managing the market. You start managing your state inside the market. Because let's be real, you can't control what the market does, but you can learn to see yourself clearly within it. And that's where the real mastery begins. In the beginning, it might feel strange, even uncomfortable because the mind's not used to it. But the more you do it gently, consistently, the more natural it becomes. And the more natural it becomes, the simpler it feels. Not overnight, but over time, it starts becoming part of you. Here is what I've learned. You can't grow past what you are not aware of. Let that sink in for a moment. A lot of traders are stuck, trapped in cycles, not because they lack skills, but because they lack awareness. Once you see the loop, the pattern, you are no longer inside it. You have stepped out of it. You have created space, and in that space, choice returns. That's capacity. It doesn't begin with action, it begins with awareness. You don't need to do more, you just need to see more. And that seeing alone begins the transformation. Try it. It works like magic. You've heard me say this, you can control the market, but you can expand the part of you that meets it. Now let me say this clearly. You don't have to change yourself. Just witness yourself. Pause. Breathe. Notice the tension before it becomes a reaction. That's how you move from resisting risk to holding it. Not in your head, but in your body. Let your nervous system digest risk in real time. That's what growth actually feels like. Not force, but space. Not control, but connection. You see, risk is not the enemy. It is your teacher. And when you stop resisting it, you become someone who can hold more of it. That shift is not just mental, it's somatic. It's the breath, the body, the nervous system, all working together. And the gateway is not in controlling, but in observing. So here is what I invite you into. Not to do more, but to notice more. Before the trade, during, And after, check what's happening inside you. No judgment, no pressure, just presence. Because every time you catch yourself clearly without drama, your hold patterns lose just a bit more of their grip. And that's how awareness slowly rebuilds the trader within. In the next episode, we'll take this even further. We'll talk about how to train your nervous system with intention. We will explore daily rituals, small practices, and real moments that stretch your inner world without breaking it. Because this is not just about trading well, it's about living with more presence, more freedom, and more alignment. Until then, trade smart, trade consciously.